Welcome to Homestand Studios. This is Hoop Talks. I'm your host, Noor Zainab, next to Jelani Goodridge-Reid and Justin Pooni. And as always, I feel like I come on here and I say, we're going to try something new today.
Yes.
And today we are going to try something new. And Raptor fans out there, it won't be about the win that the Raptors got last night. Shout out to you, Raquel Pirtle. We're looking like a different team. But today's rundown, we're actually going to cover every single game on slate in the NBA tonight against the spread, thanks to FanDuel and their odds, and we're just gonna get right into it right away. So guys, first game tonight, the Minnesota Timberwolves, my team that disappointed me month after month after month after month, against the Charlotte Hornets, but the Wolves are favored here -5.5. You guys riding with them?
Absolutely. The Charlotte Hornets are literally like GTA.
Menace
Did
team.
you see that video? Did you see that video of LaMelo Ball? If you guys haven't done so yet, go on Twitter, Instagram. LaMelo Ball does not care for a red light whatsoever. Traffic laws of violations do not mean anything to LaMelo Ball.
But I was like, is this because he's right next to the arena?
I
He doesn't
don't
want
get
people
it,
to come up
because the
to
other
him?
thing is when he's turning, right?
He turns
There's oncoming, right? Oncoming traffic coming right there. There's a car right there.
Right away.
There's a car right there. It cuts him off.
He cuts him off.
And then goes through the red. So yeah, it's a menace squad.
No, but what I'm saying, what I saw was people were saying if you stop at the red light, then all the fans end up like going around his car. Could that be a reason?
That might be a
Like,
reason, but bro, like
you can't break the
you,
law.
you're LaMelo Ball. You know fans are gonna be all over you.
guy,
But sticking with the game, I think like look, the Hornets have been a hot mess this entire
shout out
year.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, shout out to MJ. Once they thought they were gaining traction. I think LaMelo, we know, he's an all-star, superstar caliber player, but the rest of the squad not very good, right?
Yeah.
And I think when you're going forward, I think again Anthony Edwards, number 1 pick. LaMelo was of course the number 3 pick in that draft. They were kind of going head to head. Both have been all-stars. I'll take Ant and his squad.
I gotta go Minnesota. I mean, you're looking at a defense in Charlotte that never shows up. They never get off the bus. And I think because Minnesota, they actually are good in terms of assisting. Assist numbers are up. So as of late, they've been playing better on that area. I think that's gonna help them get opportunities on offense. I'm taking Minnesota for sure.
Wow, you guys are riding with my team tonight.
Yeah.
My team, the Wolves. I do gotta say, you would assume like a guy like Michael Jordan, if he's running the Hornets, they would be at least not a mediocre lottery team year after year.
It just shows you the fact that like great players in their respective sports can't be great executives.
Doesn't always happen,
because Michael Jordan could do things that nobody else could ever do, and he expects his players to do the same thing, and they can't do it. So
he did get a ball, brother, so he's doing something right there. Justin, what do you got for us?
I want to talk about the Eastern Conference potential finals. Maybe kind of a pipe dream right now, but the Miami Heat taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee is a 1.5-point favorite. Jay Crowder is expected to make his debut for the Bucks. We don't know about Giannis yet, but what are you guys thinking? What are you guys thinking? What are you guys' thoughts? Noor, you go
Just
first.
so you guys know out there, though, we're recording this at 12 p.m. noon. So the lines already changed. They were -2 half an hour ago. Now they're -1.5. They're probably going to be changing as I'm speaking right now, too. And as the day goes on. So just take that with a grain of salt. But honestly, for me, I'm going to go with the Bucks. I think that's a pretty easy feat here. Even without Giannis, they should be able to do it pretty well. You got Bobby Portis will be back in the lineup. You have Chris Middleton, who's now finally healthy enough to be part of the rotation. You already have good guys there in Drew Holiday and Brook Lopez. And the Heat are just not looking like a team that should be even contending at any point.
They do have Kevin Love is making his debut, so maybe that's the spark they need.
I guess, but they're without Lowry. Tyler Hero's day to day, and I guess Lowry's also at the point of being worked out of the rotation.
Yeah, reports are even saying like he's understanding that as we move forward closer to playoff time, he's going to be coming off the bench for sure.
Yeah. So based off that, I think just like it's the Bucks. The Bucks are also 4-1 at home. They're a good team if they're playing, with their crowd. Even without Giannis, they don't need to have Giannis. It's going to be a nice bonus to have him there. But against a team like Miami, who should have been a threat. So I go completely against you and
I didn't
how
give
this
a pick.
could.
I didn't give a pick.
May I finish? And how you said that both these teams are going to be looking into the Eastern Conference. They're not. They're absolutely not. Not even close.
Yeah, I think
the Bucks are higher up.
Yeah, like a 50% of this, that's the Bucks are going to be there. I don't know about the other 50, but I'm taking that other 50. I'm taking the Miami Heat tonight. Actually.
What?
Yes, I am. I know. Look, I get it. My Bucks. That's my pick in the Eastern Conference. They've been balling 12 straight wins, of course. but I think they're due for a loss. I think so I'm taking them straight up, Miami, actually, tonight.
Wow.
I think Kevin Love, he's probably going to be out there tonight, and I think he's going to add something. Look, he's not going to be Minnesota Kevin Love, okay? Don't expect that to happen. But I think that tonight they are due for a loss. That's Milwaukee. Why? Because you're looking at Miami, right? And they're in a spot. They're 7th right now in the Eastern Conference. They're going to need to start winning games. Like, they're going to have to find consistency really soon if they want to get that top 6, which they are close. They're playing for, right? So you're looking up at Brooklyn, New York. So I think this is a game they need moving forward.
Right.
Really? So, because my question for you, and let me know if this changes your mind. Miami Heat are 2-8 against the spread in their last 10 games, and they have lost 4 straight against teams with a winning record.
That is true, and they're not okay. Let's face it, they're not that great on the road too. Right? 13-17 on the road, but again. I think that at some point Milwaukee's gonna lose, and I think tonight's gonna be. So I'm taking them straight up.
Against all green.
Yeah, I'm taking them straight up. To be
right.
honest with you,
You know
so
what?
Miami. I got Miami tonight.
Now what's
But yeah. For me, I'm looking at another game now. Western Conference. Let's go there. Let's go OKC and Phoenix. Right? Kevin Durant not expected to be out there against his old team yet, but again, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the crew. They've been looking pretty good. They did lose to Utah last night. So guys. Yeah, at one point it was close. It was close.
And Laurie Market is a different guy right now. Honestly, if I were to have like a minute just to dedicate something to a player, freaking Laurie Market. And he's a guy that you didn't expect to be this good. I think that's what's catching us
most
off by
improved
surprise.
player in my opinion.
We know the NBA's agenda, and it's going to be Shai because he's the Flash.
It probably will be, but
I'm glad about that if Shai wins most improved.
Shout out Canada.
Shai deserves it too. He's averaging 30.8 points per game this season. That's insane. Next is still like you would assume this was Shai's team to begin with, but now he has guys like Giddey next to him. He has Lou Dort.
Good young squad.
Kenrick Williams, like all these good guys.
Holmgren's going to come back.
Right? So the line tonight is 6.5. It's moved. Okay, it was at 8 and now it's 6.5 in favor of Phoenix. So Justin, I'll go to you first.
Okay,
who you got tonight?
I've been rolling the Suns plus the points because again they played last night. They played in overtime, right? I think there's gonna be some tired legs. Phoenix is well rested. Yes, they don't have Kevin Durant, but Chris Paul, Devin Booker. Devin Booker was also in the media make comments saying
yes, he was.
He only had one All-Star, which
does he know?
You can change the narrative, Devin Booker, but we know what we know.
Yeah.
You guys are the championship favorites. So I'm gonna go with the Phoenix Suns because a young team, although they're young in OKC, they're gonna be tired on a back-to-back. They went to Shai put up a Herculean effort, but I think the Suns kind of cruise through a victory for this.
Nor, do you agree?
No,
you do not agree.
I'm going with OKC. And not because I think they'll win, but I think they'll at least cover the spread.
Okay.
And that's based off the fact that, again, it's Shai. So Shai's averaging 30.8 points on the season so far per game. That's crazy to me. He's also 50.8% on the shooting. So he's efficient what he's doing out there as well. But like I said, he also has help in Lou Dort and Giddey. Giddey had a big game last night as well. And then Kenrick Williams. And like I said, they're missing guys that need to be part of the lineup. But that's showing you that whatever small guys that Sam Presti had put together, they could do something down the line. On the other side too, they're not the best defensive team, but they're decent. They should be able to limit Phoenix over here. And I think on both sides too, if the Suns can pick up their defense, but if OKC can overpower that with their offense, I'm gonna go with the offensive side here, and that means laying the points. So.
And honestly, if you're going with the Thunder tonight, they've covered this number 9 of the last 10.
It's true.
They've been balling.
It's true.
They've been balling in terms of the spread.
And they're third in most points per game. They're gonna make sure that they allow everything to. Yeah. So I think it's weird because whenever you see big spreads, you're like, okay, that doesn't mean the team's gonna win. It's just will they cover and keep it close? And that's why I'm gonna go with my boys.
I think Devin Booker has a big game tonight.
Okay.
He should. Well, yeah, and just in time for Kevin Durant to come back in the lineup too next week. The big three.
Yeah,
right?
big four.
With
8 and 2 in first.
If you were
That's
to
what they're saying. That's what they're saying.
But if you were to do big three
I
for
think
Suns, who would it be? Like, would you keep Ayton in there or Chris Paul in there?
Well, big four is.
No, I said big three.
Yeah,
big three. You got to put Chris Paul.
Yeah, Chris. Yeah, Chris.
Merit his Hall of Fame.
Sorry, DeAndre Ayton. Okay, so the other game for tonight, Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Atlanta Hawks. Where the Hawks, it kind of shocked me, favored by -1.5. Again, this is noon, so it might change.
You never know.
I'm gonna go with the Cavs. I think although me and you both were riding that Atlanta bandwagon at the beginning of the season. Look,
Atlanta
I still
boys.
think if Atlanta gets Quinn Snyder, which they're expected to
I like
do,
that. I really like
do
that.
like
I
that
really
pickup,
like
and
that.
I think they can go into end of the season charge for the playoffs for a top 6 spot. But I think even though Cleveland played last night, look, man, they got a lot of firepower on there. They're firing on all the cylinders. Now, the thing is this with Cleveland, a lot of people say they're a very good team, but can they match up against good competition? Well, the good thing is tonight, Atlanta's not really that good competition
they're
right
not
now,
playing that well.
right? So I'm going to go with the Cavs on the money line. I do believe that they'll have a nice game. I want to see how how Atlanta responds to the firing of Nate McMillan. Is this a time where Trae Young kind of steps up and you know what? Okay, now all the eyes are on me now. Do I step up as a superstar player and take control of this franchise alongside DeJounte Murray? I do think they can, but just not tonight against the Cleveland
Yeah, I got
Cavaliers.
Cleveland. I got Cleveland tonight. Atlanta's defense has not been good at
bad.
all
Horrible.
this year, right? If you're looking at the numbers specifically, 21st field goal percentage allowed. That's not good.
Nope.
And same thing, 21st in points per game allowed. This is an offense in Cleveland that can score, right? And I know they lost last night, albeit against Denver. Okay, that's Jokic.
the
That's
best team in the
triple-double.
NBA.
You got to give them some slack for that, right? And Cleveland, it was close. It was close too. So I think Cleveland, I understand they played last night, but I think they're going to be able to score, right? And the other thing, you did mention the Nate McMillan thing. How are they going to respond as a whole group, right? Because at times you see after a coach is fired and an interim comes in the door, sometimes teams do actually play up to that level.
Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, they respond.
Brooklyn Nets,
Sometimes they respond, but there are other times we've seen teams just lose it all. You know, when the rumors are there, when the firing is there, and other rumors are happening with Trae Young. Trade, stop it. Okay, so yeah, I
not
don't
gonna trade
stop.
Trae Young.
So I
But
think
what if he asks for out?
I don't see it. I don't see
I don't
it.
see it. Atlanta's his city.
Yeah.
Right. And if you're,
I don't know. This is the new age modern NBA.
I know,
a lot of guys can
but
ask for out.
I think the Hawks would be smart to keep him, right?
Absolutely.
I think it was more on McMillan. He's a good coach, right? But the fact that they went to the conference finals, right? And since then they've dropped in terms of the level of play. You bring in a guy like DeJounte and it doesn't work out. That's gotta look. You gotta look at the coaching in that aspect. I don't think it's all Trey.
there's enough talent on that Atlanta roster to make a substantial push in the Eastern
And
Conference.
I think what people say too is like before you get rid of a player, you get rid of a coach.
Yeah.
To
That's
see if the
usually
coach has a
It's the
problem,
easier thing to
right?
do. It's the
Not
easiest
just
thing
the easier, you trust your players first. You're gonna be like, that's my talent. Let me see if that's not working for them. This leadership isn't working out for them. Let's try a different leadership, and then you can blame the players after. But first, you gotta try out with their coaches. But what's crazy to me is I get it. Like this is at home, and the Hawks are at home. Cleveland played last night. They lost, whatever. But why are they favored by -1.5?
I don't know.
I think it's because the back-to-back for Cleveland.
Probably.
I just
That's-
thought, yeah, I know, but I'm like, I get that too, and I get that they're at home, but they're different teams right now.
The thing with the Hawks is that they've been such a 500 team
They've
this
been-
year.
yeah.
They win some, they lose some, and it
Yeah.
happens all the time. They can't find a groove. They can't find a rhythm. And the other thing is, I mentioned the defense, man. It's just not there. They gave up 144 to the Hornets not too long ago. Okay, that's kind of disgusting, right? So I think that the Cavaliers got this one. D. Mitch, that defense too, the Cleveland defense. give me
Yeah,
that.
we know Trey's not the defensive stopper out there, so Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell try to exploit that matchup and go after him.
And Mobley too. Like,
And
I
of
think-
course,
yeah.
Mobley as
Like, come
well.
on.
Justin, what do you got for us?
I know this game's kind of everybody's kind of looking forward to this game.
Which one is
right?
this, man?
It's a rematch of the 2018 Western Conference Finals. The mighty Houston Rockets against the Golden State Warriors, who lost last night kind of handily to the Los Angeles Lakers. They're at home against the Rockets, and the Warriors are 10.5-point favorites. Noor, is that you talking about big spreads before? Are you taking the Rockets to cover this spread?
See, when you're Noor Zainab and when you see a big spread, you take the points. You take the other team because sometimes.
It's the Houston Rockets, though.
I know, but
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, listen to me. I'm
It's
not
a
done
scam.
finished yet. I'm not finished yet. Exactly. I'm like, sometimes you're looking at it and you're like, you know what? How are they not gonna at least be within 10 points? There's teams out there, nights out there where you see 20-point lines and you're like, how could that even be possible? With this one though, the Golden State Warriors, the defending champions versus one of the worst teams in the league. And don't mind you, the Houston Rockets are going to be without Jalen Green and Porter Jr. You have your best two players missing. You have no offense to begin with. Let's not even talk about the non-existent defense that's not even there. So what are you relying on at this point?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Alperen Sengun, man.
Sengun. He's
a
a
monster.
nice pickup.
Yo,
I loved it. I loved it.
I
for
think
sure.
Alperen Sengun is the Rockets' best player, to be honest with you.
He when he came in the draft, I felt like he was one of the more under the radar prospects that was going to shine. But I got the Golden State Warriors tonight. I'm taking that 10.5. I think okay, yeah, big spreads in NBA. It's
tough.
not a good match. Sometimes it doesn't work out for you. You take those points, but I'm going to take Golden State. I understand they lost last night against the Lakers, albeit without Steph, and that obviously hurt their offense. But
Wiggins.
yeah, Wiggins as well too. So, but I think that the Rockets they're not a good team. I'm sorry, they're just not a good team. Silas, I like Silas, good guy, good coach, a good man, but I just don't see it. And you mentioned no Jalen Green, no KPJ. Come on, who's gonna show up? Who's really gonna show up for those Rockets?
Yeah.
And let's face it, at home, Golden
The
State's
Warriors
better.
are dominant.
Yeah.
22 and
Even
7.
without Curry, even if Wiggins is day to day, you still have so many guys on
Yeah,
your roster, and they're seasoned guys. They know what they need to do to get the win. And like, how many times can I say it's just the Houston Rockets?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm sorry, Houston. You guys got a problem.
They're 28th in adjusted defensive rating. Sorry, and I'm like, at that point, you have no offense with your two
Right.
guys that are missing. You got no defense. Just raise the flag.
Yeah.
Call it a night.
Well, they're obviously tanking for Victor.
Yeah,
so.
we'll see if they do get him. But let's move to teams that are actually playing for something. Well,
Thanks,
one of them for
Jelani.
sure. The Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets are going to be playing the Chicago Bulls.
Yes.
We just picked up my guy, Pat Bev.
You see the All-Star treatment he was getting?
I did see that.
Jeez,
I did
man.
see that. Pat
Bench
Bev.
players act like they starters.
Starters, I
Jesus.
hate that. But the 2-point favorites tonight, that is Chicago. So do you guys take Chicago? Do you guys think Chicago can actually step up? Or will it be Brooklyn?
Both these teams are in very interesting positions right now. Like, you look at the Nets, who just went through that whole rebuild, blow it up change, but they're still in a playoff spot, right?
Yeah.
And then you look at the Bulls, who have a core of Vucevic, DeRozan, and Levine, minus Lonzo, that thought they were going to be a contender in the Eastern Conference, but have not lived up to those expectations, right? I'm going to go with the Brooklyn Nets. I think Chicago, look, it just doesn't work without Lonzo there. He's the orchestrator of that offense. And when I watch the Bulls play, yes, Levine makes those splashy plays. Yes, Vucevic still gets his 17.5 points. Yes, DeRozan is a mid-range assassin, but they feel like hollow
Like something's
stats.
missing, right?
It's something missing, right?
yeah.
I think Vucevic, he's kind of like Yusuf Nurkic in a way. They put up a lot nice numbers.
And I
but
like them both.
You
I like
never,
them.
you
They're
never
all pretty
really-
much ISO players. There's no one to
Exactly,
yeah.
connect them.
and you
That's what
never
you're
really
missing.
notice Vucevic on the court. And I think, look, what Cam Thomas is doing, Jacques Vaughn has given him the ultimate amount of confidence. Spencer Dinwiddie said, look, if I shoot the ball in the last shot of the game, it's going to go in. I'm a bucket, right? And I like that confidence the Brooklyn Nets have. This has been a team and a franchise that's had so much turmoil, so much drama, so much everything, just everything.
Yeah.
Against basketball. Now they can just focus on basketball. They have a coach now that believes in them, that's going to get the most out of them. I don't think Cam Thomas is going to drop 40 tonight, but I think the Brooklyn Nets will take this game because they have something to play for. They're kind of going to embrace that underdog role, excuse me. And I
It's like 2019. Remember those?
it's the
that
team they had
2019
before they
team?
got.
I love that vibes.
It's the team they had before
was a
they
good
got
team.
Kyrie
That was a
and
good team.
KD.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with the Brooklyn Nets.
North?
Going against it.
Ooh,
you are.
okay.
Playing with the Bulls.
Okay,
The
okay.
Bulls are a better team at home. The Nets struggle on the road. They're still they're a good team at home right now, but the Nets there's the newer team with the coach that's still adjusting to this new lineup now. So are these guys, but they're new coach with this new team everywhere. So for them, I think it's more so you're able to get those wins at home. It's a lot easier to do that. But when you're on the road, that's when you're really being tested against the Bulls too. And yeah, the Bulls don't really have a facilitator, but they still have good guys that can score. When you look at the Nets, yeah, the Nets have younger guys, but it's more so when you're looking at the Bulls, they're more seasoned guys that know how to get their buckets, that know how to get their shots. And they just play better at home.
That is true.
They're a lot of a better team at home. And the Nets kind of they're
They're a
bad.
different team on the road.
Yeah, they're not bad on the road, but they're different. Like I think they're allowing 114 points per game on the road, while the Bulls are scoring 113 at home every single game. So that tells you that offensively, it's going to be the Bulls show. If the Nets can bring it up a little bit, we might be able to see some kind of back and forth. That's probably why the line is so close right now with -2. But for me, it's more so who's going to have more defense going forward, and I think it's going to be the Bulls.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
see.
If I'm taking somebody, I'm taking the Bulls tonight.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm taking the Bulls.
Brooklyn, I do believe in you.
Love you, DeRozan. I know you can do it. Get that W. All right. He can do it. I'm still a DeRozan fan, guys.
That was a very selling point to people out there. DeRozan, I believe in you. I believe in you.
Yeah, but it actually breaks my heart. Stop it, don't lying, I see you. It breaks my heart seeing that team because I'm like they were.
Who, Chicago?
Yeah, they put some great, solid runs together last year.
Losing
And
them
this
6
year
straight.
Just
Yeah.
been-
It just shows you though how important it is to have a point guard to lead your offense.
And
right?
there's just not, like you talked, like the offensive unit has not been as good as we've seen in the past. Like the pick and roll is absent now without a guy like Lonzo.
And Lonzo played with
you know?
tempo till he pushed the
Yeah.
ball, which worked well with Zach LaVine.
And it's been very disappointing. They should be vying for that top 6.
Yeah.
They're not gonna get there.
And I get it, like Lonzo's out for sure, but at the same time, it's like you still have so much talent that it should not just be relying on Lonzo. Or it's up to the front office to be like, hey, if that's our point guard that's out for however long now, should we not be getting someone else in the door?
Well, we got Pat Bev now. Times are changing in the Windy City.
The fact
You
that
know
this guy
what he
was
told Zach LaVine? He's like, you will never have to pass again.
like,
You are never
bro,
passing
you
again.
average 5 points a game.
Don't
you're
you know
not
he
an
plays
all-star.
defense by talking?
Yeah,
No? Okay, one of the last games of the night, the New York Knicks take on the Washington Wizards, where the Wizards are 2-point favorites. Who are you guys riding with?
won the Knicks. Go New York basketball. Look, I think the Knicks can be a team that can actually make some noise potentially in the Eastern Conference playoffs
They
this
could,
year.
they could.
Look, Jalen Brunson, I said it every week.
your
every
boy.
time I'm
That's
on
your
camera.
boy.
Jalen Brunson should have been an all-star.
wow.
Should have been an all-star.
Okay.
Julius Randle was an all-star. Sucked in the three-point
Oh,
contest.
man.
Horrible.
Don't even bring that up.
no,
Don't bring that up.
I saw a picture, a photo of like Bam Adebayo and maybe it was Pascal Siakam or somebody. And they're just looking at his shot. What the hell is this guy doing?
yeah, no,
The fact that
no.
Julius Randle was a three-point shootout just shows you how bad the All-Star game weekend was. But most importantly, I think Josh Hart. That was a huge pickup for the
Yeah,
New York
yeah.
Knicks. A guy that can play 3 and D, but also put pressure on a guy like RJ Barrett because he could easily start instead of RJ Barrett.
And he could score.
And he can score Emmanuel quickly, right? I think that addition of Josh Hart is a great move. And I think the Knicks are a team that, with a guy like Tibbs, who's going to push his players, right? He's going to push them to the brink.
Yep.
They're going to make some noise, and I think they take Wizards have been playing well lately as well. But I just think the Knicks are going to take this game.
New York. I'm going with the Knicks. Shout out to the guys at
Bing
MSG.
bong.
I know this game's I think it's in Washington
I
tonight.
think so, yeah.
But I think they're going to show up in Washington in the nation's capital and win that game straight up. So take them money line, take them spread. Look, the Wizards, they have been playing pretty well, actually. You know, if you're looking at their last 10 games. And saying that, they've been 3rd in offensive rating. So that's pretty good the last 15-ish games, right? But Bradley Beal, that knee soreness that he's been dealing with, is he going to be out there? He's questionable right now, so we'll see what happens tonight.
Right.
But let's say he doesn't play, right? Who's going to step up? You got Morris, Deni Avdija, but I mean, come on, that's a lot of guys, you know, that you're going to need to
It's
show
a
up
matchup
tonight,
problem.
right?
It's a matchup problem.
It's going to be tough, and without Beal, they don't really win games. They've lost 4 straight without Beal.
Exactly.
He's questioning his loyalty right now, too.
Hey,
I don't know.
10 toes down. We'll see if he's. I like Brad Beal's loyalty.
I think
like
Bradley
it.
No,
Beal.
he's saying he's questioning his own. He's like, you know what? After a while, though, guys, like, you gotta
Yeah, I
start
don't know.
questioning what you're thinking.
We'll
We'll see. He's also got to
Yeah.
stay healthy too. He's been in and out of the
Yeah,
lineup
it's
a
been,
lot this
so,
year.
they haven't been able to win without Bradley Beal. I think that's gonna be another game like that tonight. They also lost to the Knicks already without Brad Beal, right? So I think you're talking
All
about
signs
Brunson.
point to the
You're
Knicks.
talking about Brunson, right? I think Brunson's gonna show up. You understand who RJ Barrett is
Yeah.
offensively, and Julius Randle, albeit that terrible 3-point shooting on Saturday night, he is a pretty good player this season. You're talking about an all-star, right? You're talking about an all-star caliber player. So I think they're gonna show up tonight. I got the Knicks.
I
right-
hate that the
right
Knicks
now.
are relevant again, guys. I can't. talk
You
about
hate it? I think it's
hate
It's
it.
good for
Yeah.
basketball.
So
It's
much
so
better.
good for basketball.
So much better
When
when
MSG's
I'll say it
relevant.
again. I hate it. I hate it.
the Knicks
I
gotta
hate
be
it.
relevant. They gotta be.
Yeah.
You know?
Anyway, last game of the Western Conference tonight, Justin.
Best
Take it away.
game of the night, in my
Yes.
personal opinion. That's why we did it last, because it saved the best for last.
I don't know about that.
Russell Westbrook
My guy.
making his debut
North
for the
guy.
Los Angeles Clippers against the Sacramento Kings, the 3rd place Sacramento Kings. Actually, the Clippers are 7-point favorites. Again, we're recording this around noontime, so it probably will change. But even if it's 6.5 or 7.5 or 7, right? I think that's a little bit disrespectful to the Sacramento Kings. But let's see what you guys have to say.
I
Noor.
don't think so at all.
No?
No.
Okay.
I don't. No.
No.
All right.
No, not at all. Because if you
They're the
look at
second
it,
best offense in the
Sacramento Kings.
NBA.
No, I'm not denying that. Not only do they have their offense, but they have the speed as well. They have transition. They have everything going for them.
Oh, light the beam.
Sabonis, they have
Light the
Fox.
beam.
They got everything. But their problem is they're going up against the Clippers, and the Clippers can do both. They can, replicate their offense, but they can also defend their offense. They have so many guys, not just any guys too, by the way, but they have a lot of very good defensive players.
Your boy Kawhi.
Yes.
My boy Kawhi, my boy Paul George, even Terrence Mann, like those,
Okay.
they're all very good at what they do in terms of shooting, but then especially defensively. And defense wins you games. Again, big spread, -7. I would kind of think about the fact that, well, if the Clippers go a little bit cold on shooting, and if the what's it called? The Sacramento Kings, sorry, if they can somehow elevate their offensive line, you could see more of a game. I still think Clippers win that, but I think it's more of a closer game. But if somehow, which probably will be the case, Clippers can come down and use their everyday defense that's going to be suffocating, it's going to be a Clippers win.
Let me ask you this, though, Jelani, before I get your opinion. What about the Russell Westbrook factor,
Yeah.
right? Don't you think that PG and Kawhi are going to want to, integrate him into the field
I
nice?
feel so. I'm taking the Clippers tonight.
Okay.
I'm taking them tonight.
I'm trying to push the Light the Beam movement,
Hey,
though, okay?
I've been on that Light the Beam
Yeah,
movement. I respect you, Sabonis. I respect you, Fox. Okay, even though you didn't score.
All respect.
But yeah, I think the Clippers, man. I think the Clippers get it done
all
tonight.
right, all right.
Why? Because moving forward, right? If you're looking at their schedule, the next like 6-7-ish games, all against really good teams in the Western Conference. These are playoff teams. They're gonna want to start to get going really soon, right? And I get it. Russell Westbrook is gonna be there. We'll see how he fits, right? The fit is gonna be.
He looks
interesting.
happy.
Yeah, he looks like a new man, right? A new man, new time. He just moved the locker across the way. So I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good tonight. And looking at the Kings, right? The Kings, they're coming off of a game against Portland last night, right? And that was a game where they started pretty slow. They did manage to win the game, but I think that the Clippers tonight will show up. I think they'll show up, and they're playing for something. Obviously, they're right behind them in the standings, right?
Yeah,
So this game's
very close.
This game's very important.
Standings,
So I got the Clips tonight for sure.
I say Light the Beam.
Well, we'll see Russell Westbrook make his debut in another arena. Sorry, same arena actually, but a different team for the Los Angeles teams that are out there. Not the Lakers today. It's going to be the Clippers. Sorry, guys. It's Friday. It's Friday.
Yes.
And we gave you our best bets of the night. There's 8 games on tonight. Some of the best matchups happening. And you know, that's the beauty of parity in the league. When there's good teams, there's going to be good games.
Charlotte
pretty
and
much
Minnesota. Let's
any
go.
given night.
Hey, LaMelo, just stop at the red light, okay? Just stop at the red light.
Yeah, he's
That whole
definitely
team,
listening
bro.
to this show for sure. He's gonna be like, "Oh, Justin Pooni said that. Yeah, let me stop that
That
here
whole
for
team is
sure."
different.
And you know what? Oh, as always over here, go Raptors. Make
Yes.
that play in. Get that playoff.
Shout out to the Caribbean night. Okay, I wish I was there. Wish I had some doubles. I saw Matty
Everybody
D.
was eating
Yeah,
doubles.
Matty D and the boys. They had some of that, but yeah, man, it looked fun. It looked fun. Scotty
looked
Barnes
good.
and the crew showed up.
The vibes are
Crowd
back,
finally
guys.
showed up for a Raptors game.
I
right?
know. Chris Boucher. I saw that dunk. Don't worry.
It's gonna be. It's part of. Chris Boucher saw that too 100 times on his highlights that night.
I saw that. It was
on his
better than
story.
Jericho Sims on Saturday night. With all due respect.
Okay, well, the bar was so low with Jericho Sims, man. Like,
With all due respect, bro. Like.
leave
All right,
Jer-
we
leave
got
Jericho Sims alone.
we got a couple games on tonight. The Raptors take on a bunch of teams this weekend, and we have not that long until the play-in playoff pictures that's going to pretty much start. So have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.